Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the explosive story rocking the hip-hop world, newly leaked reference tracks suggesting that Drake may not have written some of his most personal and lyrical songs. We'll trace how these leaks surfaced, who's behind them, and what this all means for Drake's legacy as one of the biggest names in the industry. If you're a fan of Drizzy or hip-hop in general, you'll want to stick around for this. For years, Drake has been at the center of hip-hop's biggest debates. He's broken chart records, he's constantly in headlines, and he's collaborated with just about everybody. But there's one issue that has always haunted him: ghostwriting. As far back as the Meek Mill beef in 2015, Drake's name has been dragged through the mud with accusations that he doesn't pen all his raps. Ghostwriting is a familiar part of the music industry. Pop stars, R&B singers, many rely on writing teams. Hip-hop, however, prides itself on authenticity. Rappers are measured by their pen game. So if Drake truly relied on ghostwriters for some of his most respected songs, how does that affect his status as one of the greatest? Now, let's talk about the new bombshell. 3 so-called reference tracks have appeared online, courtesy of a rapper who goes by Moola or Chapo. These tracks aren't just throwaway radio hits. Allegedly, they're references for 5 a.m. in Toronto, 4 p.m. in Calabasas, and Draft Day. Those songs are widely considered some of Drake's most personal, bar-heavy moments, where he's rapping about his life, his status, and taking direct shots at rivals. If these rumors are true, it means someone else may have helped write his most authentic verses. The internet initially dismissed these leaks as fake. Many fans assumed it was a clout-chasing stunt. But here's where it gets interesting. Moola isn't a random unknown rapper. He's got connections at the highest levels of the music business. He was signed to Harvey Mason Jr., the head of the Recording Academy. On top of that, he's worked with Boy Wonder, one of Drake's main producers since day one. So, we're talking about a writer with legitimate industry ties, someone with every reason not to fabricate a story like this. If he's truly linked to Boy Wonder, that could mean he was close to OVO's inner circle. These connections give the leak a level of credibility that's hard to ignore. Let's rewind the clock. This isn't the first time Drake's been accused of using ghostwriters. Remember the Quentin Miller scandal? Reference tracks for Drake's 2015 project. If you're reading this, it's too late. Made it clear Quentin provided substantial creative input. That alone caused a stir in hip-hop, with many fans feeling betrayed and others arguing it's no big deal. The outcome of that feud was Drake prevailing commercially, dropping back-to-back disses that soared on the charts. But the ghostwriting whispers never disappeared. They subsided for a while, until now. So, you might be wondering, why is this such a big deal? Plenty of artists have co-writers. Well, the difference is that Drake's entire image is built around him being a top-tier lyricist, someone who pours real-life experiences into his bars. Tracks like 5 a.m. in Toronto and 4 p.m. in Calabasas are lauded as raw, personal glimpses into his mind. If someone else wrote those lines, how genuine is that persona? Hip-hop, at its core, values authenticity. In other genres, collaboration is normal, but in rap, writing your own lyrics has traditionally been a badge of honor. That's why these accusations can feel like a betrayal to fans who believe Drake's words reflect Drake's truth. We all know how major labels work. When a star's as big as Drake, labels pour resources into them: producers, writers, marketing, anything to ensure hits. The question becomes, are we comfortable saying Drake is more of a pop star with a brand than a rapper who crafts his own verses? Let's take another example. Post Malone. He's admitted to using writers for some of his biggest hits. Nobody was shocked. He's more of a genre-blending artist. But Drake? He's long been positioned as the best in rap. That's the difference. Some critics point out that rappers like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole show a consistent pen game. You might notice a shift in style or theme, but the essence of their lyricism remains the same. In Drake's career, however, we've seen moments of pure bars, and other times that are more pop-oriented. That could be natural evolution, or it might hint that Drake leans heavily on outside writers for certain songs. It's tough to say definitively, but the discrepancy raises eyebrows. So, does this ruin Drake's legacy? That's up to fans to decide. It could mean reevaluating the place of songs like Draft Day and hip-hop canon. Or maybe fans will separate the artistry from the method. If Drake is a performer of top-tier material, even if he doesn't write every bar, some fans might argue that's enough. Still, the culture demands answers. If these reference tracks are real, Drake's once untouchable reputation as a premier lyricist could take a massive hit. To some, he's already proven himself capable of crafting hits and writing introspective songs. To others, this is the final nail in the coffin, confirming that Drake is more brand than rapper. Social media has been on fire with reactions. Some fans in denial, others saying, "I told you so." Then there are those who never cared about the ghostwriting debate. But as the story unfolds, it's hard to ignore. Reactions range from memes mocking Drake's pen game to long posts dissecting lyric changes between the references and final tracks. Clearly, everyone has an opinion. So where do we go from here? As long as mainstream music exists, there will be ghostwriters. The question is, can Drake still call himself the best in the game if these accusations continue piling up? And how many more reference tracks might surface? One thing is for sure, fans will keep listening, whether it's to dissect every bar or to jam out to Drake's next hit. For now, the ball is in Drake's court. Will he address these latest leaks head-on, or will he let his music do the talking? For starters, ghostwriting isn't new. We've known for decades that behind-the-scenes writers have shaped many classic records. Some of the biggest hits from artists like Dr. Dre, Diddy, and others were either co-written or entirely penned by someone else. The difference, of course, is in how an artist presents themselves. Dre, for example, has always been more producer and mogul than lyricist. Drake, on the other hand, is widely touted as one of the best MCs of his era, so the stakes feel higher. Then there's the cultural aspect. Hip-hop has long prized authenticity. This isn't just about credibility, it's about storytelling, expressing personal struggles, and giving fans a genuine look into the artist's life. If reference tracks prove that Drake leaned on others, even for his most introspective-sounding bars, many fans might see that as a breach of trust. But is the concept of realness in hip-hop shifting? Some argue it's a sign of the times. Labels are bigger, the machine is more streamlined, and star power often supersedes penmanship. As long as the music resonates, they say, who cares who wrote it? Yet others draw a hard line. If you're claiming top 5 or the best rapper alive, writing your own lyrics is non-negotiable. Where does that leave Drake's legacy? He might still be the global superstar who paved new paths for rap and R&B fusion. He could still have a discography full of hits that define the 2000s, 10s. But among hip-hop purists, these ongoing ghostwriting rumors chip away at his credibility. It's a debate likely to rage on long after these leaks fade from the headlines. As fans, we get to decide how much a rapper's authorship matters. Maybe you prioritize raw authenticity, or maybe you just want good music. In any case, this situation forces us to question the traditional boundaries of hip-hop and whether we're seeing a permanent change in how the culture views lyrical integrity. We hope this gave you more insight into the larger conversation around ghostwriting. Thanks for watching, everyone! If you found this video helpful or interesting, please leave a like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think these new leaks are legit? And what does this mean for Drake's status in hip-hop? I look forward to hearing from all of you. Until next time, peace.